Hello guys, this is a review of two very different movies, The Visit and The Faculty. Let's begin with The Visit. The Visit is an original by M. Night Shyamalan, who also worked on The Sixth Sense and Split and Glass, a lot of movies. He's very good in my opinion. I really like his work. This movie is about Becca and Tyler, two kids who are probably like in middle school. Becca's a little bit older than Tyler, and they are sent to their grandparents' house in this isolated area in Pennsylvania. It's a very snowy place, which I feel like it adds to the atmosphere and to the feeling of the whole movie. This very cold, kind of foggy place. Their mom has not been in contact with her parents, the kids' grandparents, for a long time. They had some differences that are not stated. This movie is filmed documentary style, like a vlog. The kids are recording everything in the hopes that they could find peace for their grandparents and their mother. They are a little bit impacted, I would say a lot impacted, by the departure of their dad, who married somebody else and has a different family now. But they don't really let it show until the second half of the movie. Everything seems to be going well. When they arrive, they are greeted graciously, they are treated to snacks, they are welcomed. You could feel it. But things start to get eerie really fast. This movie is so good, I cannot explain to you. There's a scene where the kids are down under the house. I don't know if you guys have played with your siblings or your cousins or your friends, and you're playing hide and seek. You're in a dark place, hoping, praying that they don't find you, but you hear their footsteps ever closer until they get you. And that rush, that feeling, it brings back so many memories for me. And that scene in particular did it for me. I did not expect for something so simple, so playful, to be that frightening. They are under the house, like I said, and the grandma is under there too. She starts, I get chills. She starts chasing after them and laughing like crazy. And the kids are obviously scared. They're terrified. Imagine this elderly woman. She could barely walk, and look at her crawling under the house like it's nothing. And it might sound like it's not creepy, but trust me, it is. It is creepy. It is dark. It is. You are feeling uneasy while watching it. At least I was. And she goes out and makes it out like, oh, ha ha ha, we were just playing a game, isn't that fun? And it's just like, it's crazy. And she suffers from this medical condition. I forgot the name, but at night she starts acting very manic. She runs from wall to wall, scratches the doors, and does all these type of unusual things. Obviously, the kids are very frightened by that, and the grandpa tells them, hey, you shouldn't leave the room by this hour because this is what happens. And the grandpa himself, he has a few issues of his own. He cannot control his bowel movements, so he has to change his diaper constantly. He's very embarrassed about that. He doesn't admit to it, and he takes it over to the shed, which is like this secret place until the little kid actually discovers what goes on. Then they talk to their grandma. It's a lot of very gooey things going on, very icky occurrences. This movie takes you from like something very familiar, something very loving, to something very disturbing, because that's the word to describe this movie, is disturbing. It's not as in Caligula type of disturbing, if you've watched that movie. It's a very, very Very bad movie. Not bad as in bad, but it's bad as in nasty bad. But even though this movie doesn't really go that route, it still gives you that feeling. And it's also terrifying in the traditional way. All of that happens, and they've been video chatting with their mom, you know, catching up. Their mom went on a cruise with her boyfriend, and everything seems to be going well. They don't want to bother her with this. They want her to have fun, to enjoy life. But even the older sister, who reminds me a lot of my own sister, she's a voice of reason, but eventually she's done covering up for her grandparents. She finds that they are very strange, and not in a cute type of way or different. It's like menacing type of way. For example, the grandma asks her to clean the oven, and she demands that she goes inside to clean it, and she actually goes inside. That's crazy. That's like Hansel and Gretel type of stuff. Obviously there's always spoilers ahead, it's in the video. At the very end, they find out that these people are not even their grandparents. These people that have been scaring them, traumatizing them even further, more than they already were, they're not even related. They are patients from this mental clinic where their grandparents volunteered, and they helped these people, and they told them, oh, our grandkids are coming over. And since they don't have a family, and that's kind of like the trauma of these imposters, they decide that it'd be a great idea to go over, kill them, and take over. Since the kids never saw pictures of them because their mother didn't talk to them about that, they didn't show them, blah blah blah, they didn't know that. It's crazy because they're doing a video chat, and they showed their mom. It's like, look, that grandpa and grandma acting weird. And the mom's like, where's Nanny, or like, where's grandma, or something like that. It's like, that is her. It's like, no, that's not them. You need to call the cops immediately. And everything goes crazy after that. Everybody's just insanity all over the place, jumping off the walls. The little kid is a germaphobe, and the grandparent rubs his poop diaper in his face, and it's crazy. And they're talking about, before this, the sister was recording the brother, and she asked him about dad and what he felt, and he said, well, I mean, things happen. He's kind of like very superficial about it, but then he gets into detail when he's remembering this time that he was playing, I forgot the sport that he was playing, and he didn't, I think it was football, he was supposed to tackle and he didn't tackle, or something like that. And the sister laughs and asks him, you think that dad left because of that? And honestly, it makes a lot of sense to me. I don't know how to explain it, but as a kid, sometimes little things that you do, you associate it with terrible things, real life tragedies or unfortunate occurrences, like the dad leaving, and then he gets back at her by telling her that she's very insecure and that she can't even look herself in the mirror, etc. So now that you know that, at the very end, after they lock the girl with the woman in one room, oh, it was so crazy. The kid musters all the anger inside. He musters the courage with all the anger inside to tackle the fake grandpa to the floor, and I think they beat him with a pan or something, but he kills him, and it's crazy. That's literally the main word for this movie. It's just crazy. Throughout the film, it's stated that the kid is like a wannabe rapper. He hopes to be a rapper, so it has a lot of comedic relief throughout the movie, and that's good. But it doesn't take away from the main horror focus in this movie. The movie ends well. The mom manages to save them. The cops get there in time. But I'm not doing it justice. I never do these movies justice. You have to take my word for it. If you haven't watched it, I think it was released sometime in 2015. I can't believe I missed it for so long. This movie is a movie to watch if you're a horror fan. You cannot miss it. Trust and believe me, it's amazing. I kept thinking while watching the movie and trying to remain unfocused, how in the world did this writer think of all of this? How? It's so intelligent, so incredible. Like, I write myself and I look up to these people that are able to just link things up so well and then direct it and create this art form that gives you chills. Honestly, I felt like a kid. I like that feeling because as a kid I was very scared of everything, as I said in other reviews. So I like it when I get scared, and this one kind of creeped me out. It did. I give it a rating of 9.5 out of 10. I would say 9.5 out of 10. It deserves it. Very unique, very different, very smart. I know I've heard a lot that M. Night Shyamalan has taken a downfall recently, but I don't think so. I mean, I haven't been up to date with everything that he's making, but to me, like I said, this is 2015-ish. He has movies from the 90s and 2000s, mid 2000s or something like that, and they're all pretty good to me. Next movie, The Faculty. This is a very different movie. It takes place in a high school, and in a nutshell, because I don't want the video to cut off, it shows all the stereotypes that you'd expect to find in a movie that takes place in high school. The jock, you have the nerd that's always bullied, you have the emo girl, the bombshell, etc. They discover this strange creature, this organism, and they take it over to the science teacher, who has some theories but is not very sure about what it is. They know that with water it kind of grows, doubles, and just becomes stronger, but they don't know what it is. And at the beginning they murder some of the... who is it? Is it the counselor? I don't know, but some staff members are quote-unquote murdered. But then you see them the next day, the next shot, they're alive and well, is because this thing gets into your body, needs a host, it needs water, and since our bodies are mostly made up of water, we are the perfect host for them. They drain us of all of it, all the water, and they take control of us. So they're like these alien obviously I already said spoilers. It's very creepy, very unnerving to think about that. And one by one they start infecting everybody there, especially the faculty members. That's why it's called The Faculty. There are a lot of cool scenes. This movie is very science fiction but very strong. It's not weak at all. Very interesting, very gives off that teenage vibe, but doesn't make it dumb to the point where you don't even want to watch it. One of the guys who's like a drug dealer, he sells this I don't know what it is, I don't know about drugs, ecstasy type of thing, and they find out that with it you could kill these things, and all you have to do is kill the main one, like the original one. It's kind of like the vampire type of thing. If you kill the main vampire, all the other ones explode. And it's fun. It's fun. They managed to do that at the very end. They survive. They find out that they're like these alien creatures, and they go back to normal, but not entirely, because their lives have kind of made a 180-degree turn. The sad girl is no longer sad, and the geeky guy is dating, and everything is put into place actually after these unfortunate things. And the cast, Usher's there. I know you see a lot of familiar faces. Like, everybody here is very recognizable. They all did a fantastic job, and she's not here, but Salma Hayek is here. She's amazing. She's a nurse, gets infected as well per her, but everybody delivered, honestly. I remember watching an interview with Salma Hayek where they spoke about this scene where she's being taken by force by this entity that I told you, this creature, and I felt like it was so gruesome, but at the same time I was very surprised that back in the day when this movie was, it was not like super old, you know. I actually didn't research when it was released. Let me see if I could find it really quick. No, I can't, but I think it's a 90s movie. It should be a 90s movie. Yeah, and I was surprised by the practical effects that I was watching on the video. And then this is a movie that I've been wanting to watch for a long time, and I just had the pleasure of watching like a month or two ago, and I was not dissatisfied. It's very fun, very straightforward with what it sets out to give the audience. I was very receptive to it, honestly. I like these type of movies. I don't like the subgenre necessarily for like sci-fi if it's exaggerated, but this isn't exaggerated. This is very very cool. Not insanely realistic, but it's still very good. I had a fun time watching it, and I give it a rating of 8 out of 10 in its category. It was really fun. But yeah, they're very different movies, obviously. The Visit and The Faculty. You should check them out. Both of them. Thank you for watching.